Hey everyone, Raider here. Hope you're all doing great and having a fantastic day. So what we're looking at here is a Galaxy Book 2 Pro 360. This is an amazing laptop. I've had it since launch. The screen speaks for itself. Look at this Super AMOLED panel. But as great as this is, things are about to get a lot better here in 2023. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at all 5 of the new Galaxy Book 3 models that are coming out. We should see them go up for pre-order on February 1st. So let's go ahead and talk about all 5 models now. We're going to go ahead and start with the entry-level model and then work our way up. As we get up to the higher-end models, I have more information on those to share with you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So the 5 models that we're looking at this coming year are going to be the Galaxy Book 3, the Book 3 360, the Book 3 Pro, the Book 3 Pro 360, and the Book 3 Ultra. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Book 3. So we're looking at, once again, a 15-inch model. It's uncertain if they're going to be offering a 13-inch version this year. Intel 13th Gen. It's going to be a non-touch panel. This is the entry-level model, so there will be no S Pen support nor touch input. New this year, effective on all of the Galaxy Books, there's not going to be any more USB-A ports. And I know that's going to rub some of you the wrong way. Look, I get it. I do get it because I like having backwards compatibility. And, who likes to have stuff taken away when it doesn't need to be? So no USB-A anymore. We're going to strictly have USB-C ports, but it's unknown as to whether or not we'll get an HDMI port this year. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the Galaxy Book 3 360. Again, 15-inch version. Not too certain if there's going to be a 13-inch variant like we had last year. Intel 13th Gen. This one will feature a touchscreen with S Pen support. However, the S Pen will not be included. This is a more lower-end 2-in-1 convertible model. So unlike this one here, the Pro 360, that one does not come with the S Pen. And it's uncertain on this one if we're going to have HDMI, but again, no USB-A ports. All right, so the next model I want to talk about is the Galaxy Book 3 Pro. So we're going to start to switch things up a little bit with this model. So this one is going to feature a 14-inch and 16-inch size panels. So we are most likely going to see a change from this 16:9 panel to a less wide but a little bit taller 16:10 panel. I think most of us will take that. I'm a huge fan of 16:10. 16:9 is great for media. 16:10 is a preferred choice for just an all-around experience. You still have a great media experience with just slight minimal black bars on the top and bottom, but you get a little bit more height to be more productive with your laptop. Intel 13th Gen, and it's going to be a non-touch model. So now I want to get to the exciting stuff, the 2 premium models. So we're looking at the Galaxy Book 3 Pro 360, which is going to be the successor for this model that you see here. And in addition to that, we have the Book 3 Ultra. So let's go ahead and talk about the Pro 360. So this one will come in with a 16-inch screen only, not a 14-inch offering. At least that's not what I'm seeing. But here's the kicker. Instead of a 1920 by 1080 panel, we're now looking at a 2880 by 1800 Super AMOLED panel. That brings our PPI up to 210. That is absolutely fantastic. I know I said in a previous video that, if they don't upgrade the resolution this year, I'm probably going to forego the upgrade. So it's like Samsung was listening, and they're listening to a lot of us, because I think those of us that are spending flagship money want a little bit higher resolution than 1080p. So now we're getting very close to 3K. To put this in perspective for you, so this screen here, this 1920 by 1080 screen, that equates to 2,073,600 pixels. In comparison though, the 16-inch model that's about to come out and replace this, with the 2880 by 1800 panel, that comes in at 5,184,000 pixels. So we're looking at 3 more million pixels on the screen on this 16-inch model coming out. Much higher resolution, more defined text, images are going to look better, you're going to have more scalability with Windows scaling, just a lot more flexibility with that higher resolution panel. I think it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll level with you. That's my favorite spec. Of all the specs we're going to talk about, the upgrade in the panel is my favorite spec on the Pro 360 and also the Ultra. Next up, this is also a nice addition. Because we're going to that 16:10 aspect ratio and bringing things in, we're most likely going to lose the numpad. I know that kind of sucks. It sucks for me anyway, as a software engineer. I do like my numpad a lot, but what we're getting in return is quad speakers. So this year we're going to have 2 front firing as well as rear firing speakers. as opposed to just the 2 that we have on the current model. And that is definitely a worthwhile upgrade. These speakers will be tuned by AKG, and they'll also have Dolby Atmos support. The CPU offerings that we're going to see on the Galaxy Book 3 Pro 360, boy, these names are kind of a tongue twister. We're looking at an i5 1340p and i7 1360p offerings. Once again, just like this model here, we're going to have integrated Intel Iris Xe graphics. A little bit disappointing on this next spec, and I'm not sure how true this is. Hopefully they ramp up on this one. But once again, here in 2023, much like 2022, we're only looking at 1 terabyte storage and up to 16 gigabytes of RAM. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Yes, it is PCIe 4.0 and the RAM's DDR5, but I was hoping to see 32 gig options and maybe a 2 terabyte storage option. But I'm sure, just like with this model here, we will have the expandable storage because there is an empty SSD slot. It's unconfirmed as whether or not that'll be a 2230 or 2280 size slot though. With the Pro 360 model, you will get the S Pen included in the box, but once again, there is no silo for the S Pen, so it's just going to hang loose, and you can attach it to the lid. You can attach the S Pen down here as well, but you're not going to have a silo for it. It's going to come in at 13 millimeters thick when closed up. It's going to weigh 1.6 kilograms or 3.5 pounds. It will come with a 76 watt-hour battery, and it includes a 65 watt fast charger in the box. It's going to be Wi-Fi 6E, support Bluetooth 5.3, comes with Windows 11, and will have an enhanced version of One UI Book 4. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the final model. And I know this is one that I know a lot of you are probably the most excited for. I'm not sure how I feel about it. We'll talk about it after we go over the specs. So let's talk about the Galaxy Book 3 Ultra. So for the most part, it's the same display and it's the same speakers as the Book 3 Pro 360, the successor to this model. However, there is one difference. On the Book 3 Ultra, we're looking at a higher refresh rate panel. So it's uncertain as to whether or not that's going to be 90, 120 hertz, or who knows, maybe go up to 240 these days, but I doubt it. Let's hope for that 120, but nonetheless, we are looking at a higher refresh rate panel on the Book 3 Ultra model. It's also confirmed that we're going to have the Intel Wi-Fi 6E AX210 wireless LAN module installed in that one, so that's going to be the upgraded beefy module. We're also looking at a dedicated GPU, most likely is going to be Intel Arc, but it's uncertain as to what model it'll be. So touch input on the Ultra is unknown. We're not sure if it's going to be a 2-in-1 or just a regular like the Book 3 Pro. That's uncertain, and uncertain also as to whether or not we'll get an S Pen in the box if it does have the touch input. I really hope it does. That's going to kind of be a deciding factor for me. Also on the Ultra, we're looking at CPU offerings up to Intel Raptor Lake i9. So that is awesome. RAM and storage options are unknown. So at the end of the day, which one am I going to get? Personally, I'm really torn between the Book 3 Pro 360, which is a successor to this one, and the Book 3 Ultra. I got to tell you guys, as a content creator, I really do utilize the S Pen all the time. I mean, I have notes here, sitting here on my Tab S8 Ultra that I'm reading off to the side as I'm doing this video. I mean, I literally utilize these notes in the S Pen on a day-to-day basis. So if the Ultra does not come with S Pen support, it really does lean me onto the successor of this one, the Book 3 Pro 360. However, it really is hard to shy away from that higher refresh rate panel, and it's hard to tell what other little goodies might be in store that come on the Ultra that we're not going to see on any of the other lineup. We do know one thing for sure, the Ultra is going to be the highest price model. And this model here, the successor to it, will be the second highest price. That part we know for sure, that's guaranteed. And that other one, you know, the Ultra is going to have that dedicated GPU. And without knowing what model it is specifically, it's really hard to like plan for purchasing it, you know, because I really want to be able to break down the metrics on that GPU and see how well it performs against the competition. With the Intel Iris Xe, we already kind of know where we stand. You know, we get a little iterative bump every year, and the graphics on here perform pretty well for integrated graphics. I actually did a video on using DaVinci Resolve using this laptop, and it works great as long as you use proxies. And I also did a video on playing GTA 5 and Overwatch with this laptop, this 12th gen model, and it did pretty darn well. You know, how much graphic improvement we're going to see with the Intel Iris Xe graphics on the 2023 models is unknown, but it's also unknown what we're going to have on the dedicated graphics, so it really makes the buying decision really tough. But the new screen resolution, which is probably going to drop this little chin here on the bottom too, which is going to be great for when you flip it over and use it in 2-in-1 mode, like if we go ahead and do that right now. See it has that nice chin right there? We're going to get rid of that chin, I'm sure, by having that full resolution. Quad speakers are going to be great. It's going to help when you're in this kind of mode right here. Definitely looking forward to these options. Hopefully the prices don't go up. One thing that is kind of, I'll just say sucky. One thing that does suck when buying these Galaxy Book laptops is the trade-in incentives are pretty poor. Like you might be able to trade in a watch or something like that and get $50 to $100 off, but you're not able to trade in your previous Galaxy Book model that you had from the previous year, unlike the phones and tablets that Samsung does. So that's one unfortunate thing, but nonetheless, I'm very much looking forward to the new offerings. I'll definitely be keeping a close eye, especially on the Pro 360 and the Ultra models. Let me know down in the comments, which ones are you guys interested in? You know, it's interesting, of all the videos I've done, which I'm coming up on 1 year of having this channel, it'll be 1 year on February 3rd. My top videos, like literally the top 7 or 8 videos I have, are all about this machine right here. They outperform all my other videos. So I know a lot of you guys are interested in them. Maybe other channels just aren't covering them as much. I'm not sure. Nonetheless, I'm pretty excited to keep the information coming to you guys, and I'm definitely excited to get my hands on a Pro 360 or a Book 3 Ultra. We'll see. All right, as always, thanks for watching.